Hi there everybody and welcome into a video. My name is D-Max and today we're going to be talking about the question being posed by TOPT, that's That One Piece Talk podcast. The name of the video is, Did Shakky Ruin One Piece? So it's going to be a little bit spicy and it's going to involve a lot of spoilers, especially up to chapter, I think it's 1157. So if you haven't gotten, 1157. So if you haven't gotten that far into the manga, I would recommend, hey, stop in the video here, maybe pick it back up after you get to that point, or if the anime ever catches up, which, let's be honest, it's going to take at least a year for that to happen. I also want to say before we get into it that I really respect the show. I really love TOPT. I think all of the people on the show are fabulous. I think they all do a fantastic job. I know it's a real hard thing making content and doing the whole thing, and so I just appreciate that they're willing to give, you know, so much of themselves into this craft, because I know how much it can be draining, especially when you're doing something that you really like. You're talking about things you really like, and you're always bombarded by people kind of saying the opposite opinions to what you may be prescribing. So I just want to give my due respect where due respect is due, especially to Larry. I don't always agree with what you say, but I do appreciate you and respect you very much, sir. Now, that being said, let's talk about this little take right here. Did Shakky ruin One Piece? Let's react.
Pre-congratulate Sebastian on something he mentioned back in episode 215. Here's Sebastian's quote. Yo, what if the crown jewel of Pirate Island is Shakky? And the Celestial Dragons kidnapped her from Pirate Island, and that's why Roger crashed out. Too stupid? It might be too stupid. So let me congratulate Seb now before it even happens. Because if this turns out to be true, he most likely called it. But
so right off the bat, you know, I understand it's kind of memes and whatever, and he's quoting he's quoting him, but here's the thing: is too stupid. Does anybody think it was a good idea for Sogeking to shoot down the flag at Annie's lobby? Was that a good idea just for Robin? I get it, she's one of the only people that can read the poneglyphs or whatever, but that's kind of a dumb idea, don't you think? Taking on the entire government when you're, you know, not even all that strong, don't even have that, you know, powerful of a crew. At that point, the idea of even taking on a Yonko is just a bad idea. All very stupid ideas. I guess they shouldn't have done any of those.
Are we as a community satisfied with this revelation?
Yes, I am. And I get it. People can have their own opinions, but I'm fine with it, to be honest, because it does reflect real life. I know they go into this a little bit more in the video, but there's always, you know, people are talking about the Helen of Troy kind of situation. Wars have been fought over women before. It does happen. But I think that it actually goes a little bit deeper than that, narratively speaking, for One Piece.
No, let's be real. Let's bring it up to the center, bro. If Shakky really is the treasure Rocks went to God Valley for, is that enough? Is that enough? She's been directly referred to as a treasure, an irreplaceable one.
So here's the thing, is that when you say, is it enough? Like, you have to understand what the Rocks Pirates actually are. The Rocks Pirates are a conglomeration of several very big-time pirates that came together for their own common interests and only act within their own common interests in order to do whatever the thing is. We haven't seen this on panel so much, and maybe this is a little bit of headcanon on my part, but the way I imagine most things work when the Rocks Pirates are going off somewhere is Rocks probably goes, I need to do this, so this is what I want to do. All right, crew, we're rolling out. And then all the crew goes, ugh, do we have to? And then it's like, well, there's a lot of booty over there. There's a lot of treasure. So if you want to get the treasure, then you want to go. And then everybody who wants the treasure goes. And the people that don't want whatever the smoke is, they don't go, you know? We don't know because we haven't seen too much of the Rocks Pirates in action, but it's not about whether or not Rocks necessarily wanted to go. It's more about, did the general vibe of the Rocks Pirates want to go? And then it's a matter of whether they didn't or not. Again, think about it in terms of the Straw Hats, right? If Luffy didn't want to do something, but the rest of the crew wanted to do them, yes, Luffy has the authority to be able to say, absolutely not, we're not doing this. This is what I want to do. I don't want to do that. But in terms of Nakama, in terms of the entire, like, again, narrative plot devices of One Piece as a show and what, you know, friendship kind of means, what a crew means, that would be totally flying in the face of everything that we've seen so far.
Here's my issue. All right, Law. Rocks has been set up as one of the most ambitious figures in One Piece ever. His goal isn't riches or women or even dominance over the seas.
Do we know that? Do we know that? Do we actually know? Because here's the thing. What is Luffy's dream? Do we know that? We don't know that. We know what Luffy wants is to be king of the pirates, but that is step one on his journey of what his dream actually is at the end of it. We know that to be true. We knew that was also the case with Roger. Why couldn't we apply that same logic then to Rox? Just because Rox is saying, I want to be king of the world, that seems like maybe a step one, you know, and not necessarily, maybe not a step one, but more of a step 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever, on a list of maybe 10 steps, or maybe at least one extra step after that step. Just a thought.
To become king of the world. He openly defied Emu to their face.
Rox stood up to Emu to their face, right? That is the lengths that he's willing to go just in base for no reason. We don't know actually why he went to Marie-Joie. We don't know. We don't know. He wanted something. We don't know if he got the thing that he wanted. For all we know, it was for no reason. Like, it literally just could have been Rox went there just to go there, you know? So now we're talking about a Rox that has a reason for going somewhere. And if he's willing to go to that lengths to go see Emo, to end up in the flower room of all places, again, it's a different degree here.
Fame and power and allies to challenge the greatest force on the planet. This is the man who commanded legends like Whitebeard, Big Mom, and Kaido. Men who could never be commanded by anyone else. The world literally refers to that era as the Rox era. He was dangerous, calculated, and willing to toy with the very taboos of the world. And we're supposed to believe that this man threw it all away over some coochie?
Okay, I understand it's memes and it's jokes or whatever, but I do think that it is pretty childish and disrespectful just to you know, sum it all up to coochie. I think that that's a little bit low, but I get it. It's a meme and it's hyperbole for the sake of making the point, and I understand what you're saying. The issue is that, like, why not? Like, Luffy's dream is to be free, right? Not, you know, his ultimate dream, but that's part of it, is to be free. He wants to be king of the pirates because he's the freest of all of the people, right? Roger is the freest of all men. He looks up to him for that reason. Rox definitely was a free soul, wasn't he? So isn't part of you that freedom being able to have what you want to have, or have around you what you want to have, or, you know, have some nice looking coochie on your island or something like that? What's the problem? I don't understand. I don't get it. I don't get it. Especially since, again, you're rolling up to God Valley with the most powerful pirate crew perhaps that has ever existed in the entirety of the One Piece history. Maybe it's more likely that Rox just underestimated who else was on the island or who else was going to be there. That seems to be what the folly is going to be. I guess the question is, was Rox aware that he was potentially risking everything when he went to God Valley? And I would say probably not, given the fact that he was rolling up with one of the strongest crews in the entirety of One Piece history. He had a stacked crew and he thought he was just going to, you know, beat up some celestial dragons. Like, even if the God's Knights were there, Rox was in the flower room with Emu. Do you think he's scared of like God's Knights?
A woman he barely knew?
Huh? We got some time.
A woman!
I think what Seb said there is actually really big. We do have some time. There is a little bit of time, I think, between the events of the chapter and God Valley. I think it's like a couple months. So you don't know what happened in that time. We don't know. We just don't know. Let's say instead of Ace getting captured, it was Boa Hancock. Do you think that Luffy would drop everything and go try to save Boa Hancock? Who, by the way, is somebody who he just sees as a friend, not as like, Bawooga, you know what I mean? Like, of course Luffy would do that. He's done it for less. He's done it for far less. And that's Luffy, not Rox. But, I mean, there's supposed to be, I think, a few parallels here with Rox and Luffy. So this is why I'm kind of tying these things together. Maybe I'm wrong. Tell me in the comments.
In the grand scheme, doesn't even further his goals. That sucks. That really sucks.
How do you know it doesn't further his goals? Maybe a nice woman does further his goals. Do we know that? I'm not trying to be playing pedantic or anything like that, but we don't know. Do you know what Rox's mommy was like? Do we know what Blackbeard's mommy was like?
Might further the goals. If you're trying to unite people here, like the strongest, greatest pirates here, she helping unite them. She helping with that, at the minimum.
In my opinion, the treasure of God Valley should tie into something on the scale of the ancient weapons or void century knowledge.
Yeah, and my opinion of it, granted, is my opinion, is that it's actually bigger because it's a person. It's a real person. It's a real live person who's right there, and somebody who Rox apparently appreciates, admirates, loves, has affection for. I think that's bigger probably than everything. Don't you?
That would justify Rox risking everything. A woman simply doesn't fit the ambitions we've been shown, especially when that woman doesn't even want him. Shakky would have openly been on Pirate Island for a handful of years before God Valley, and we're supposed to believe Rox threw away his empire for her?
To be fair, maybe to what Larry here is saying, that would probably be the most chivalrous thing we've seen in the entirety of One Piece. Maybe even putting Sanji to shame. But I don't think that it's wrong. I don't think it's bad. I just think that it was a choice, a very strong choice. You know, not good, not bad, just strong, just big. You know, like rocks.
That's disappointing. Worse, we know her future, Lawrence. She ends up with Rayleigh, who aggressively cheats on her across Sabaody.
So maybe I missed something. Like I said, I'm not as veteran a fan of One Piece as them, and it's been a long time since I've read and watched Sabaody, and it did kind of fly by a little bit because I was trying to make Dewano as fast as I could. But maybe I missed something. I did ask ChatGPT this earlier, again, not to rely on ChatGPT. It's just an easier kind of source just to like kind of, you know, Google things quickly. It did tell me that there hasn't been anything in the SBSs or in the manga or anywhere that says that Rayleigh cheats. But it also did say, rather interestingly, that Oda has never really directly said that Boa and Rayleigh are actually together, married or whatever. Like, they've been, you know, they've been together for 40 plus years, but it's not like ain't no ring on it kind of a thing. I don't think Rayleigh's cheating, to be honest with you. I don't see any evidence of that. I don't know. Maybe I haven't seen it before. Show me. I would love to see it. Or I wouldn't like to see it. I would rather Dark King Rayleigh not be a cheater and be a worse character for it. You know what I mean? But I don't think that's a thing.
She tolerates it.
I don't think she does. Who says she does? I don't know.
Whether that's her desired lifestyle or not, it doesn't paint her as someone whose existence justifies the fall of the greatest pirate crew in history. And if that's really the case, then God Valley, the most anticipated backstory in the entire series, rivaling even Joy Boy's era, gets reduced to a joke. No wonder why people are already calling it Goon Valley.
It is Goon Valley, and that's a hilarious meme, and I call it Goon Valley now because it's really funny. But no. It doesn't trivialize anything. It doesn't make it worse. And as a matter of fact, it actually grounds it in reality and makes it a lot more real. It makes it a lot more like the stakes are actually pretty high, to be honest with you, because there's somebody's life on the line. You don't want somebody to be enslaved forever. You don't want, especially somebody you like especially somebody you admire, you have affection towards. Like, why would you want that person to just be, why would you just be like, screw it. You know, I've got these big admiration, big plans, big ambitions, you know, just for one woman. You know, it's like, isn't the type of character that you would like to see rise to that occasion be the type of person that says, I have all of these ambitions, I have all of these desires, I have this dream, but none of it matters if I can't get a few of the people that I like to come along with me. None of it matters unless I can bring somebody I love into the next phase of it with me, you know? Maybe this is just a difference in ideology or a difference in opinion. I don't know, but it just seems to me, actually, I kind of love it. That makes Rox a lot more of a good guy to me. A bad guy would say, oh, I don't care. I don't care about her. What do we got to do over there? We're just going to be wasting our time and possibly wasting our resources. Screw her. We're gone. I wouldn't think better of Rox for that. I might go, well, he's, you know, kind of a cold strategery kind of a guy, but like, I wouldn't think like, oh man, like that makes him more powerful. Like it makes him more powerful to be like, I want my woman to be free with me on my island where she can rip me off at her bar and nobody's going to tell me otherwise. Much more powerful statement.
There's the Rayleigh, Shakky, Mihawk theory. If Mihawk really is their kid, then the entire Silver's family might honestly be one of the worst families in One Piece. None of them, Rayleigh, Shakky, Mihawk, have made a truly positive impact on the story. I don't care.
One of the worst. So okay, this is a theory, right? So we don't know. But Mihawk being the theory is that Mihawk is Rayleigh and Shakky's son, right? So would it be one of the worst? I don't know. I don't know if it would be any better or worse necessarily than, like, let's say Scopper, you know? Scopper and Ripley are still together. Like, it's the same thing. How is it different? Like, I don't understand how it's different. Again, given, like, with the idea that I don't think that Rayleigh's a cheater. You know what I mean?
Here, Rayleigh taught Luffy Haki. Gaban would have been better suited. That's right. Compare that to Gaban, Shanks, Gloriosa, or even Dragon, actionless behind. All of them upscale the story in their own way. But the Silvers family, if this Shakky plot point ends up true, I'll be honest, I wish she didn't exist at the story at all. Because no amount of coochie is worth the fall of the Rocks Pirates. None.
So Larry, would Robin be worth it? Because she's just coochie, right? Would Nami be worth it? Would Boa be worth it? How about that? And let me please have a big long separation between, you know, the weird C word and this character that I'm about to say, because it's I'm just trying to explain. You know what I mean? Please. Would Tama be worth it?
Oda be in the kitchen cooking a 5-course masterpiece, like Michelin star quality. And then out of nowhere, he's like, you know what this needs? Extra cheeks. He dumps a whole Costco-sized bag of ass into the pot. Like, bro, you had the filet mignon on the stove and decided to season it with booty flakes. For what?
I disagree.
For who?
I disagree.
Man, I swear, every time Oda cooks, he's got to throw in some reckless nonsense just to see if we'll choke on it. And here I am, choking.
Skill issue.
Yo, you're not wrong though. I even said it's kind of dumb. Like, it's too dumb to be the reason. But like, the point of One Piece is to let dumb things become major things. Like, they snowball into things that change the whole world.
Rayleigh doesn't even think the coochie good, bruh.
What if it's not just Shakky though? What if it's just a piece of it? It was just that she just, you know?
I think she's a piece.
Like, that could be Roger's reason. That doesn't need to be Rox's reason.
We saying the greatest pirate.
Again, what if it's the case that, like, Rox was like, oh, she's there, well, whatever, we'll just leave her. But then everybody else is like, no, we gotta go, Rox, we gotta go, we gotta do this, what are we gonna... Like, what is he supposed to say? No, we're not going. Like, the Rox Pirates would just dissolve. So maybe it's like, nah, I don't... Maybe Rox is like, no, I don't want to go. Everybody else is like, we have to go, it's Shakky, Shakky's there. And then he goes, well, all right, if we're going, then I'm getting her, she's mine. Maybe that's what happened. We don't know. And that would be fine. I think that would be fine. It's not like that's wrong. You're looking at this as if Rox knew going into it that God Valley was going to be God Valley. Rox probably saw this as like, this is just, you know, world government skirmish number 8,562, or however many times he's violated Article 12 or whatever it is that they said in last chapter. You know, this is probably just a drop in the bucket for Rox. He probably didn't expect this to be a big deal.
Ever of all time was deduced to a woman, even if it was a guy, like reduced to one person. That's the treasure.
Why can't a person be a treasure? Explain that to Baby Shanks. Why can't a person be a treasure? And again, maybe this is an ideological difference, but what's more important? The history of the world or a friend? What's more important? Treasure, power, devil fruit, or that lady who's nice to me? Like, ask Luffy. Go ahead, ask Luffy that question. See what he answers.
I hope I'm wrong, just for your sake, bro.
There's a billion baddies out there that could probably look like Shakky, bro.
Yeah.
And they worried about one?
But I guess the question is, what would you rather it be then if it's not Shakky?
He said some sort of lore, some sort of knowledge, some sort of...
It could have been an
something.
ancient weapon. Like, it could have been, like, the Pluton blueprints. Like, it could have been Uranus blueprints. It could have...
So, what if it was Shirahoshi that was actually there? Would that be better for you, Larry? Would that be better if it was like the whatever their equivalent of Shirahoshi was? I don't think that would work out because the prophecy doesn't work out that way. But like, let's say it was something like that. Is that better? Or would that just be like sushi coochie?
Anything, bro, that's literally worth a damn. We talking about something with value that decreases over time.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hey, now. All right. Let's... You know, see, this is all right. I don't want to get too personal with this. I think that I don't want to take anybody out of context or anything like this. It's hard because I'm pausing and stopping and starting this video. But like with value that decreases over time, like I'm sure that he's just talking about looks or whatever. But like when you're talking about a relationship, when you're talking about, you know, somebody that you love, or maybe even Nakama, we don't know. Maybe even a friend, we don't know. Maybe even a lover, we don't know. It's not like that, man. It's just not like that. That's just not how it goes. That's not how the heart works. That's not how love works, man. That's just not how it goes. You know? I think that we're going to find out, and maybe I'll be wrong. Somebody can timestamp this, can come back to me and tell me that I'm wrong. I think that we're going to find out that the biggest, the best, and the strongest force in One Piece is not Haki, not devil fruits, but love. I think that's what we will find. Love for your family, love for your loved ones. Just love. Nakama, love.
Beauty doesn't last forever, right?
See,
it ain't always gonna be that great forever.
See, that's
you don't even know how she treats men. Clearly,
she tricking.
She wilding out. Like she literally on the Kuja Pirates to give out punani and to come back to the island and get pregnant. Hold on. Like that's what happens with the Kuja Pirates.
That's not true. That's actually not
true.
And
honestly, I'm mad at Rayleigh because he allows this behavior.
Bro.
Yo, as men, I'm mad at Rayleigh because he allows this behavior.
So Rayleigh is cheating on Shakky, and Shakky is cheating on Rayleigh. Is that what he's implying? And he's mad at Shakky for having Rayleigh cheat on her, and he's mad at Rayleigh for having Shakky cheat on. Like I'm a little like, you see, I don't know. This feels a little crisscross to me, and not accurate.
I could actually, he don't even find her he doesn't even find her happy enough to be around for months. He leaves for months.
He a pirate. This is him returning back to his roots.
He don't leave the island.
Listen, man.
He was so down bad about not being with her, he got locked up on purpose.
That was for bread. What, you want Rayleigh to get a job?
Down bad from being with her that he got locked up on purpose. Rayleigh did not get locked up because of Shakky. That doesn't make any sense. Like Seb said, it was for the bread. It was for the money. Like he was scamming people. He would get sold into slavery and then he would break out and take his own money. Like that was the whole scam there. I don't see how that turns into he's doing this because of Shakky at all. If anything, he's doing it for Shakky so that he can like maintain the bar or, you know, give some income or whatever, because they're kind of in a weird spot on Sabaody. I don't think they got a lot of like foot traffic out there.
There's easier money out here tonight.
I'm just thinking to myself, bro, it's just not worth it, bro.
I agree with most of your sentiments. I just feel like you projected a little bit. That's all right, though.
I don't know Larry like that. But Seb, hey.
And the thing is, like, yo, she is fine, though. She is fine. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, she not. Bro. Like, clearly she is. She got the charisma of a fine woman.
Emu might be crashing out over Lily.
He said Rayleigh is a high value.
Yes! Actually, yes! Yes! It could literally be a parallel for Emu! This is why this is so frustrating of a take for me, because it's like, dude, you don't know. Like, we don't know. Like, this is a funny thing. This is hilarious, right? Goon Valley, all the way. I'm there with everybody saying it. But the thing is, it makes sense. Like, I love it, right? I love the idea that these are pirates, right? We're talking about these guys being pirates. What are pirates known for doing? Pirates are, like, in our real world, right? Pirates are known for stealing shit, breaking shit, and graping people. Like, that's what pirates are known for, right? Is doing whatever the hell they please, stealing things, and taking what they want. Whatever they desire, right? How is this out of line with what the greatest pirate of all time would do? I don't see that. I don't understand, man.
Yo, the thing is, he don't respect her, and I hate that because, like, at least respect her. That way, the story could be like, yo, she was worth it. Oda really said, yo, years down the line, yo, she ain't even gonna be worth it like that, bro.
Rock's really be playing with your emotions.
This is all false premise because I really still don't understand the whole. Like, again, this is a total gap in my knowledge, perhaps for something they know and I don't know. But I really just I totally reject the idea that Rayleigh ever cheated on Shakky. I don't see it. Maybe I should look on Reddit. You know what? I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna look on Reddit right now. We're gonna Google it. I'm not gonna ChatGPT it. I'm gonna Google it. Okay, so I didn't know this. I mean, the first thing that pops up is, I think it's the Google AI. talking about somebody who's saying this on Reddit, so I mean it's all with a grain of salt. But it says, yes, in the context of One Piece manga and anime, Silver's Rayleigh and Shakky have an openly non-monogamous relationship. That's what this says. I don't know if that's necessarily the case. Anyway, and Shakky is not concerned about Rayleigh when Rayleigh is with other women. Shakky even mentioned that Rayleigh has been gone for 6 months and that she suspected he was staying with some woman, but she hasn't worried because he always comes home to her. Oh, there's actually a TOPT thing about this. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull this up.
It really came up, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like,
he was chilling.
he wasn't doing it. He didn't have to worry about fighting.
His girl don't even get mad at him when he be
Yeah,
cheating.
bro.
When he be cheating, I can't.
he cheating,
When? Why? How you know he cheating?
She wasn't seeing him for weeks, bro.
So?
He outright said it. No? Am I tripping?
I don't know.
Did he not say, like, yo, I be cheating?
No, he didn't.
Did not say that? Yo, did he not say that?
He did not say
Yo,
that.
not those words, but Rayleigh definitely alluded to sleeping with other women besides Shakky on Saboti, bro. Or
No, I remember
Am
him
I
saying that,
tripping?
like,
She's
cute-
like one of
cute
those-
girls are his weakness.
Yeah,
But he said he was cheating.
it was one of those.
they call him Dark King for a reason, bro.
As long as you know you coming back home to me. That's all that
In
matters.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
He be gone, bro, for months on end.
Girls be hitting her up like, you know I'm talking to him, right?
Coding ships, bro. How many little Rayleighs you think running around?
Okay, well, even if the quote that they gave of Shakky was the case.
Shakky on Saboti, bro. Or
No.
She's
cute,
like one of
cute
those.
girls are his weakness.
Yeah, even if she said that, that's clearly not the case, because I think I would call Shakky a cute girl at the very least, and very clearly Rayleigh was not like down bad in the same way everyone else was, to the point to where I would call it a weakness. I would say Sanji has a weakness for cute girls. I wouldn't say Rayleigh has a weakness for cute girls. That could have been sarcasm for all we know. But let me double check. Here we go. Here's a
Well, I hate
short.
to tell you, but he's not here right now.
Ugh! Your mechanic's not here, but we're trying to get down to Fishman Island.
I can guarantee you he's still on the archipelago at least. Your best bet would probably be to search for him in the bars or gambling houses.
It'd be easier to just wait until he gets back.
Sure, of course. You can wait. He'll be back eventually, but he's been gone for half a year.
Half a year?
I'm sure he's shacked up with some girl he met at a bar. Can't really say I'm too worried about it.
It's a very casual statement. I don't know if she's being serious, and we don't really even know their relationship. And this is such a moot point anyway, because everything with Rayleigh being a cheater or not is kind of a red herring as to what Rox's relationship with Shakky was, or how Rox felt about Shakky. So this is all kind of a misnomer, but I do think that this is a wild take. I don't know, man. I think that the lines here are a little bit too blurred for what's going on in order to say this is like a smoking gun 100% is the case kind of a thing. I don't know. I mean, again, Rayleigh doesn't seem all that interested in women. I don't see why anybody would think this is an accurate statement, or if maybe it's just, you know, a couple who's been together for 40 plus years and she's like, oh, he's off somewhere doing something. I don't know what he's doing. Maybe he's at some bar with some woman or something like that. Like, I think I've heard similar things by people who have been married for a very long time, and it's like very clearly nobody's cheating on anybody kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like, people can just say things like that sometimes, and it can be more of like a passing comment or maybe even a joke than it is like a real thing.
Like Whitebeard looking dumb.
Looking dumb? Whitebeard wants a family. Like, I get it, Nakama, I get it, you know, a crew, Nakama. How do you traditionally make a family?
I just wish that Rayleigh was like, yo, she's actually worth it. Because then we could be like, yo,
he
like,
marries her, bro. Like, he clearly thinks
No.
she's worth it. He just...
We don't know that, actually. We don't know if Rayleigh and Shakky are actually married, or if they ever were married, or anything like that. We don't know. We don't even know if they had a kid. We can't assume this. We don't know.
literally his greatest achievement has been cheating on Shakky.
Okay.
That's so crazy. That's such a crazy... Like, this is how you know that Larry is 100% in his feels right now, because, like... What even is that as a statement? Like, there's so many assumptions there in order to get to that point, and that's just disrespectful, man. Blatant, absolute borderline misinformation, disrespect, bro. It's just disrespectful.
Within the realm of what we're saying, Larry has a point. If she is the crown jewel of Hachinosu and is the reason that God Valley happened, it can be argued that it's his greatest achievement.
It's not an achievement, though. So I don't want to like give it credit to
every single legendary pirate of this era lusted after this woman, and you pulled her.
I understand that.
I guarantee you, he ain't even pull her. She pulled him. And then he started cheating.
To me, no, the reason I'm saying is I'm not putting cheating in any way. I don't care who does it. Is not something to be promoted. That's what I'm saying. It's not an achievement. It's not like your greatest thing. No, it's like, to me, that's a wrong that you're doing. I'm not knocking Shakky for it. That's Ray's wrong that he's doing.
Whatever, man. I don't care about her.
Allegedly.
No more,
It's not even confirmed true yet,
I don't care about Rayleigh. I don't care about none of
You
that.
let it get you this, man.
I know it's...
I'm mad and I don't care and none of it matters and I'm not gonna listen. That's what I'm hearing from you, Larry. And like, come on, bro. Like, you're so much better than that. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect you at all either, but like, bro, this ain't it. This ain't it to take. This is not the hill to die on. Not for this, bro. Just not for this. Because the thing is that two things can be true at once. It can be the case that God Valley started God Valley was initially kicked off because Shakky was taken, and so everybody went, huh? And then they all looked, and then when everybody looked, you know, people like Big Mom, people like Kaido, they go, oh, there's a bunch of really powerful devil fruits here. We want to get those. Let's go. It could be the reason why people looked and not necessarily the reason 100% why it happened. It could be 25% of the reason, could be 20% of the reason, 10% of the reason, could be 90% of the reason. I don't think it's 100% of the reason. And I think looking at it like that is like hate blinders. Like it's silly.
I know God Valley gonna be about her and how great the coochie is, and then all of a sudden the whole war gonna go in dismay because she here. And she gets captured, so she just like a Daphne at this point, right? Like, if that happens, you know they show up when Rox is not there.
So here's the problem with like calling her Daphne. Like, let's say it's the Scooby-Doo gang, right? Daphne gets captured. What are they supposed to do? Say, sorry, Daphne, bye. Like, sure, she's a Daphne. I'm fine with it. Steel Man. Yet again, another Steel Man successfully. All I had to do was just go, okay, logically, how does that work? Oh, Daphne got taken. Okay, what do? We go get Daphne back. Crazy.
She's supposed to be this amazing captain, probably super strong, and then she just versus like somebody from Kamabaka Kingdom, and they don't really care how she looks, and they just capture her.
No, it's crazy.
Probably Garland.
No, it's crazy. You're mad at Rox and Roger for doing this, but you're mad at Dragon for not doing this.
Wait, what do you mean Dragon not doing this?
I love the fact that Larry's like, wait, what you mean by that? He hasn't thought this through. He's just in his feelings, man. Like, this is not consistent. This is not a consistent, like, gripe.
What do you mean? Hold on. What do you mean?
The same thing happened to Jenny.
Yeah.
and Dragon, Kuma, and Iwako didn't move. But Rox and Roger did.
Talk to him.
Wait, there's a difference. No. There's a humongous difference.
But it's funny as hell to think about it the way Lauren said it.
That's so
funny.
What is the difference?
right? Dragon could have just showed up with Kuma as insurance. Search for Jenny through observation Haki, got to her, teleported her out. That would have been...
If. That's all I'm hearing. Do you know that observation Haki is going to happen and going to work at Marijua? Have we seen that happen? Do we know that that's a thing that you can do? We now know that there are some God's Knights that can actually hide their own Haki. We know that's the case. I think that's, I'm pretty sure that's confirmed. Maybe I'm wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure we know that because I think that was Shamrock, right? Shanks' brother. Are they confirmed brothers? I don't know. There's a lot going on in One Piece right now.
He didn't need to start a war over her.
Dragon wouldn't have, man.
You know what I'm saying?
You're right. You're right. And that's, I think, why maybe Dragon is more of a morally black or gray character, I guess you could say. Morally evil character, perhaps. Morally selfish, let's say. Because I don't see Dragon ruining his 1,000-year plan or whatever it is, 100-year plan, 10-year plan, just to save one person. But Rox is that guy. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Hold on.
You know what I'm saying?
I will say this. And I know we're trolling and all this stuff. There is something to be said about if Rocks was to just allow it.
Yeah.
If you're the greatest pirate of all time.
Pirate Island.
Nah, you're the greatest pirate
She's not a part of the crew.
You're the greatest pirate of all time. And the Marines and the world government can pull up to your island and take your crown jewel whenever they feel like, and you're not gonna spin?
Again.
If you want to be the greatest pirate of all time or not, because you can't allow that.
Okay.
Seb cooks so hard in this because the name of the chapter 1156, it's the one right before 1157 that we're kind of talking about these revelations from. The name of the chapter is Idols, right? So the whole idea is that the Kuja pirates had, a couple women on there that were seen as idols. They were seen as, something to be worshipped, something to be praised, something, to on that level, some beauty on that level. It's like a godly kind of a thing. It's again, something to be worshipped. So yeah, taking a symbol like that from Pirate Island is a huge disrespectful play. How will you allow that to be a thing if you are Rocks? If you're somebody in Rocks' position and they come, like, think about Shakky like a statue. Let's say Shakky is a statue that embodies the beauty and the love of Pirate Island, right? And it's a symbol and everybody goes there and they worship it and they see it as like a thing that is like almost a thing by itself that people would want to go to Hachinosu to see, right? That Shakky, somebody comes along, especially from the world government, and takes it, right? You would want to get that back. And you'd be pretty upset with them taking it. Not to mention the fact that they don't come there for anything, and then they come there and they steal that treasure. That's a huge thing. And if that's, let's stand, right? If news gets out to the rest of the world that it's that easy to just come and roll up on Pirate Beehive and take a treasure on that magnitude, then Rocks is a chump. Rocks is a pushover. That actually would diminish his role as a Yonka, would diminish his role as the best pirate that's ever lived, would diminish his role of Rocks' era, which we are in.
You can't.
So what I will say is, right, one, she's already said she doesn't want to be a part of the crew.
It doesn't matter.
So she's not a part of the crew. This would be like stealing a regular pirate that's on the island. Just because it's Shakky and she's notorious.
How many of the Straw Hats have said that they didn't want to be a part of the crew? Does it matter? Does that matter?
Infamy.
You don't get to pick and
Doesn't
choose.
mean you just can't be like,
It's the principle.
she's worth it.
You don't
Let
get
me
to
go
pick and
grab
choose,
her.
bro.
There's no way.
You don't get to pick and choose.
No, I'm not picking and choosing.
Either you're putting him in the GOAT conversation as a pirate. There's no great pirate that would allow for their treasure to get taken by the world government in this way and be like, well,
again, I
wouldn't
wouldn't think of her as a treasure. I don't think she should be considered as a treasure.
But she is.
I don't think that she should be considered as a treasure. Actually, this pause frame is actually perfect. I don't think that she should be labeled as a treasure. Okay, to you, right? Maybe Shakky would be actually, what's hilarious about this is that for all of this, Shakky would probably be very down for this conversation. It seems like it'd be right up Shakky's alley to be like, oh yes, Larry, absolutely. She doesn't act like that, but you know what I mean? Like she'd be into it. Cause that's it seems like that's kind of the mentality that Rayleigh has. It's just kind of like, oh yeah, well, whatever. Do we even have to be here, Roger? I mean, what are you here for a woman? God, this is something I would expect from Scopper, but not from you there, Roger.
The reality, she is. She's looked at as such.
And that's
honestly,
the thing,
it wouldn't matter if it's her or not. It could be a flower. It could be a Den Mushi.
Yep.
The world government can't come to Pirate Island and take me.
It could be a pebble. It could be a grain of sand on the beach of Hachinosu. If it was a big deal enough that people knew that it was taken from there by the world government, why wouldn't Rocks want to roll up to God Valley and try to take it back? Or actually not try, just take it back, because that's Rocks. He's got the most overpowered crew in the entire series. How would he not think that he could do that anyway? Why would he even assume that he'd be risking it all?
Again, the fact that it's Shakky it's goofy, it's funny, it's goon, all the trolling, but the principles are the same. You can't come to my island and take my while I'm not there and think nothing's going to happen. Full stop. You can spin it however. The fact that it's Shakky, cool. You can't do that.
Just imagine the conversation again. Like I said, I think I said this earlier in the video. Hey, Rocks, we're your crew, and we're super strong, and we want to take back Shakky. Not today, guys. I'm not really feeling it. What, you don't want to roll up there and like take Shakky back? No, you know, I don't care. She's just a girl. Like, who really cares? Rox, are you scared of the world government? No. Do you think that we can't take them? No. Do you like Shakky? Yes. Then why don't we go to God Valley and take back Shakky? I just don't feel like it.
The whole One Piece world is dumb.
Like, the fact that he says something like that, this is such an invalid crash out, man. I'm sorry. This is just not it. This is like a tantrum. You know, I get it. This is a clip from a big long podcast. You know, you got a lot invested into this story and whatever. And if you don't like the way something goes, trust me, of many people out there on the internet that understands invalid crash outs, like, I get it. This ain't it, bro. This ain't the one. This ain't the one to do the invalid crash outs over.
That's fine. No, it's always been dumb.
But Garby even said it. Garby said, yo, I told y'all not to mess with that island, you know?
Can't do
Rox
it,
was
bro.
like, yo, that's... Anyway, he claimed it. That's mine.
They can't eat a
You
bag
took
of
it.
rocks, bro.
Listen,
I
man.
hate it, bro. I absolutely hate the writing of it. I hate everything about it.
I love it so
Because
much.
it's about some woman that gets cheated on. Like, yo, she's not even worth it, bro.
Like, if I don't know if Larry's ever gonna see this, I doubt it. But I would just ask him, okay, Larry, like, take away the cheating element of it, because honestly, I think that it's silly to kind of wrap this all up, because it really is not a factor when it comes to Rox and Shakky's relationship, right? Or lack thereof, or whatever. It doesn't matter. So take away the cheating thing of it, bro. Like, so, not to mention, like, man, it's so crazy. A woman's worth is not, like, dependent upon her future or whether she's going to be cheated on or not. That's like, come on, man. Like, seriously? Like, think about it, man. This is just it's not a good look for something to say, dude. It's just not.
She said she is a good woman, but she's just getting cheated on. Is she still not worth it? But she's a good woman.
Yeah,
but Ray
well,
just, you know, he's just a cheater.
Still
That
making
would
the
still make
argument.
her.
I still disagree with
because she
cheating.
allows it. She allows herself to be cheated on.
I don't think any of that's actually relevant, though. Is
To
my
me,
point. But
You can't
that's you.
you can't hold all this significance on the world and its future upcoming events because you don't find yourself respectable enough.
Are you switching out rocks, man? That's what I know.
Like, it's just crazy too, because I watch the show fairly regularly. The two chapters before, when Rox rolls up into the flower room or whatever, everybody was agreeing. Everybody was like pumping their chest, flexing out, just being like, our boy Rox going in there, being that guy. He is that guy. He's living up to the hype. And it's all for naught just because he likes a girl enough to go want to take her back. Like, again, you are looking at this, Larry, from the perspective that God Valley was God Valley before God Valley happened. Like, Rox didn't know what he was walking into. We don't even know what he's walking into, to be honest, because we don't know what God Valley is. We don't know. We don't know anything yet. And yet you're gonna just like everything in terms of the lead up to for this character in this moment, all these characters is now flushed down the toilet just because it centers around a woman? Which it may not even just center around her. She could be 80% of it. She could be 60% of it. She could be 40. She could be 10. She could be 1% of God Valley. We don't know. We just don't know. This is such an invalid crash out, man. I'm sorry, but this is like, all respect, but like, this is shameful stuff. This is not right. This is incorrect. This is not the way to look at things. You know what I mean?
Are we here? Do we get there? Did Oda build them up to break them down again? Look at it, bro.
Yeah, all right. That's just cope. Now I'm looking at the face. It's just cope. That's just Larry coping now. Is this wrong for me to say? If there's anybody in the entire series that I think Larry reminds me of, actually, I might say Rayleigh. Rayleigh. Oh my god, I just think that's I didn't think about it until just now, but that's actually really funny. He's kind of acting like Rayleigh right now. Like, what is Rayleigh doing right now? Rayleigh's he's a drunk, depressed mess. Not saying Larry's drunk, but depressed and mess. Like, he doesn't like the state of the world. He doesn't like what happened. A thought just occurred to me. There was a gap between God Valley and the Roger Pirates making it to Laugh Tale, right? Because that happened like much earlier in Roger's career, and then Roger went on to eventually, you know, go to Lodestar. Was Odin even there? Odin wasn't even there. So Odin hadn't even joined the crew yet. So like there's a lot of time. There's a lot of stuff we don't know, Larry.
Rayleigh won,
All
man.
I'm saying is Ace deserved better. Shakky deserved better. and it's all Rayleigh's fault, bro. Like, he should have just ended this before all of it got out. Make her.
So Rocks is a bad pirate and One Piece is a bad story because Rayleigh's a bad guy. This is what I'm hearing. Make it make sense.
Now she ruining the One Piece world as we know it. Like, the story itself is ruined.
Invalid crash out. Pretty invalid crash out, in my opinion. I don't know what to say. I know that there's a lot of people who share the same sentiments as Larry. Like, what if it's the case that one of the devil fruit inside of one of the chests was one of the devil fruit that Rocks wanted? Like, that would be a double reason for why he wanted to go. He would want to go because there's whatever devil fruit that he knows that he needs, which we still know that there are a few that he's looking for that he doesn't have. And then also Shakky's there. It could be that, like, multiple things are true at the same time. It doesn't have to be the case that it's all because of Shakky. But who knows? I don't know. And they don't know either. And none of us know. But we will know eventually. And the only person who does know currently is Oda. So we'll figure it out at one point. With all that being said, guys, thank you so much for showing up to today's video, if you know what I mean. And if you wouldn't mind, press the like button, press the sub button if you want more of this, and tell me in the comments if you enjoyed this kind of a talk, because maybe I'll do more of these types of things. I'm thinking about making this segment called, like, Do You Know What I Mean? I don't know. I like the ring of that, but who knows? But as always, it takes two me's to make the word meme. It takes me, and it takes all of you. So thank you for being here. Thanks for the likes. Thanks for the subs. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the shares. And thank you so much for all of your support.
Thank you for your support.